China's unexpected plans to master future technologies. The year 2021 was a breakpoint moment in the Chinese technology sector. Beijing took unprecedented steps to rebalance some of the world's largest technology firms, Alibaba and Tencent. Major legislative and administrative initiatives were launched to promote anti-monopoly and privacy. According to estimates, the collective market capitalization of China's tech titans has been reduced by more than $1 trillion. While the scale of the crackdowns surprised global investors and sparked debate, much less consideration has been devoted to China's new emphasis on progressing technological development through whole nation efforts. So, what are the whole nation efforts? What are China's unexpected plans to master future technologies? Come on, let's find out. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Thank you for coming today. Today we'll talk about China's unexpected plans to master future technologies. Stick to watching until the end to learn about some of China's incredible future technology plans. If you found this video fascinating, please click the like button. So let's get this party started. The United States and its allies may have constructed the information age's Maginot Line. However, just as German armored units broke through the Ardennes forest in ways that the French certainly didn't expect, the Chinese People's Liberation Army may break through the United States' informational age arsenal, no matter how cutting edge, if the technology continues to remain tied to operational concepts from another era. China is evolving an innovative concept of warfare known as intelligentized warfare. It is an innovative military premise focusing on human cognition that Beijing expects to use to bring Taiwan under its control without resorting to conventional warfare. The government first mentioned it in 2019. The core operational concept of intelligentized warfare, according to Chinese thinkers, is to control the enemy's will directly. The aim is to use AI to completely influence the will of the highest decision makers, including the president, members of Congress, combatant commanders, and citizens. Intelligence dominance or brain control would become new areas of conflict in intelligentized warfare, attempting to put AI to a very different use than most American and allied discussions have predicted. While the crackdowns surprised global investors and sparked debate, much less consideration has been devoted to China's greater emphasis on advancing technological development through whole nation efforts. The whole nation system was a traditional approach that predominated during China's planned economy period, in which the government mobilized and allocated resources through administrative command. As a result, resources throughout the country could be focused on priority areas to speed up advancement. After China's economic liberalization in the late 1970s, the old whole nation system faded and market mechanisms have reigned supreme since then. China published an outline of its 14th five-year plan FYP 2021 to 2025 on March 12, 2021. The publication lays out a short and medium-term strategy for Chinese development based on innovation. Science, technology, and development innovation were first highlighted in the 12th FYP and continue to be important goals. Innovation-driven development and competency development in science and education have become a national strategy for China. The second chapter of China's 14th FYP refers to innovation as the heart of the country's modernization drive. The outline prioritizes self-reliance and self-improvement in science and technology as a strategic plan to help China become a world-leading innovator by 2035. In contrast to previous FYPs, the 14th iteration proposes ramping up R&D spending by at least 7% per year between 2021 and 2025, and that R&D intensity. Gross R&D expenditure as a percentage of GDP surpasses levels recorded during the 13th FYP period. China's R&D intensity target for the 12th and 13th FYPs was 2.2% and 2.5% respectively. Even though neither goal was met, R&D as a percentage of national GDP increased rapidly, with R&D intensity reaching 2.4% in 2020. The new 14th FYP target is unlikely to fall below that level, but Beijing has not yet clarified a figure. It could be due to the existing high R&D intensity or the uncertain economic growth prospects associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. Maintaining R&D investment levels in a slowing economy while allocating assets more efficiently remains a significant challenge. The Chinese scientific community desires a specific R&D intensity benchmark. Scientists are particularly concerned about funding for basic research. The percentage of R&D spent on basic research in China rose around 5% for decades before, rising to 6% in 2019. Still low compared to 15% in developed countries. The 14th FYP outline implies an increase in basic research expenditure and a higher share of gross R&D expenditure allocated to basic research, 8% over the next 5 years. Emerging basic research necessitates not only funding but also creative talent. Maintaining a healthy research ecosystem is critical for boosting scientists' vitality and creativity. Fair and transparent research assessments, an effective peer review system, and penalties for academic misconduct are all measures. Over the next 5 years, Beijing will prioritize strengthening strategic technological forces. China developed the actions for developing China's through science and technology plan to improve the new whole-of-nation system in a centrally controlled market-oriented economy, achieve advancements in core technologies, and increase the overall performance of its innovation system. The whole-of-nation system implies that the government will mobilize national resources for specific goals, such as establishing strategic weapons technology. China's innovation systems must be optimized and reorganized. National laboratories will set the technological standard. China intends to establish several national laboratories in quantum information, photons and micro-nanoelectronics, network communications, AI, biomedicine, and modern energy systems between 2021 and 2025. However, this approach is not universally applicable. It is best suited for a few state-led fields with clear objectives such as high-speed rail and aviation. It is less beneficial in market-oriented or exploratory fields that lack clear objectives. China must shift innovation leadership from the state to businesses, balance power between the government and the market, and develop further into emerging markets through technology exploration and entrepreneurship to successfully transition from imitation to innovation. Finally, it is hoped that self-reliance and improved performance in science and technology will endorse and preserve industrial development. The Chinese government aspires to create more advanced, higher value-added, secure and dependable industrial and supply chains. The 14th FYP focuses on modernizing Chinese manufacturing and transforming China into a manufacturing superpower. The plan calls for increased international competitiveness in robotics, alternative energy vehicles, aerospace and agricultural machinery. The country should adopt a more market-oriented strategy and cut red tape to accomplish these goals. As tensions between China and the United States remain high, the challenge ahead is figuring out how to help communicate between China and the rest of the world. The grand strategic blueprint enclosed in the 14th FYP is incentivizing as China ventures into a new era of development. Still, attempting to make those plans a reality will require significant effort and initiative. And the other significant master plan for technology for China is the double carbon objective. China articulated its double carbon goals for reaching new heights in carbon use in 2030 and carbon neutrality in 2060 or in 2021. The chief strategic officer of CICC, a Chinese state investment bank, approximated yesterday that reaching carbon neutrality would cost 139 trillion yuan, which is $21.21 trillion, between now and 2060, or about 2% of annual GDP. The green investment would have an annual demand of 3.9 trillion yuan, which is $595.1 billion. The manufacturing industry would need to undergo a technological transformation to achieve carbon neutrality. What type of factory would be formed? Zhejiang has a strategy for the future factory announced in July of last year. The province is one of the richest in China with a reputation for light, labor-intensive and heavy industries, including many world-leading high-tech firms in Hangzhou Bay Area. It has now set an objective of increasing the digital economy's added value from 46.8% of GDP in 2020 to 60% by 2025. Since 2012, Zhejiang has incentivized production plants to use machines and robots to replace simple, monotonous, high-intensity or high-risk jobs. The province has one of the highest rates of industrial digitalization in China. High-tech applications including digital twins, virtual models designed to reflect physical objects that allow for prototype modeling without physical waste, AI and data-driven production methods, and digitized supply chain management will be available in the future factory. This model is written in the 1353 system, where 1 denotes a single system for cohesive business value chain management, 3 denotes customization, network cooperation and service, 5 denotes digital design, intelligent production, safety management, digital administrative structure, and green manufacturing, and 3 denotes digital ecological management, new generation IT, and efficient production technology. Zhejiang distinguishes 4 categories of future processing plants: leading, head geese, champion, chain-link factories, collaborative platforms, and technology-based hardcore industrial plants. These future factories will be digitalized and with robots. Still, they will also be based on the seamless integration of the market and human resources, a physical factory and a virtual factory's digital twin. Advanced methodologies would be used to reduce production costs, and artificial intelligence would be used to improve product quality and efficiency. Zhejiang itself is well on its way to constructing these futuristic factories, and all of the province's leading companies are implicated, including Geely, Alibaba, and Hikvision. The province has recognized 32 future factories and 33 pilot enterprises, constructed 423 digital workshops and smart factories, chosen 36 industrial regions for intelligent manufacturing pilots, and established an advanced manufacturing development system. The Zhejiang CF Moto Power Co. Limited motorcycle factory is one of the province's first batch of future processing plants. All 6 manufacturing lines use intelligent technology. The full vision of a future technology may never be realized, and much of Zhejiang's plan is merely rhetoric. However, many of the elements are already in place, including a strong Beijing endorsement, critical for any significant economic opportunities in China. Well, that's all we have today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.